Well, hey there. Welcome back to another episode of Post-Gym Pondering. This is episode 6. We hit legs today. My central nervous system is fried, so please bear with me. DC once again today. Said legs today. I'll throw the tracker up here. Barbell Romanian deadlifts, supersetted with calf raises on the incline leg press machine. We don't have great options for calves at the gym I work out at. It is what it is. We're still we're giving them a lot of volume. We're trying to make them grow. We're doing our best. But then after that, we do leg press, feet real close together, and like more towards the top half of the thing, but not like too far above middle, if that makes sense. After that, we superset leg curls and leg extensions to failure. Killer. Absolutely killer. That second and third set of leg extensions especially. Standing up after that is not fun. In the quads and in like the stomach area too, because me personally, don't matter how many carbs I have pre-workout, don't matter how well I time the meal, I'm always just fighting. Then after that, we go to the cheek clapper machine, the sus boy machine, the abductor adductor machine, and we superset those to failure as well. If you actually train your abductors and adductors right, if you actually use that machine right and actually do tempo sets, tempo reps, like you should with everything else, if your goal is bodybuilding, if your goal is growing your muscles, that thing will kill you, but not as bad as leg curl and leg extensions. Not quite as bad, but still very intense, very, very tough exercises if you're doing them the right way. Brain is gonzo after that. Oh, I had something in mind that I wanted to talk about in this video, but it completely slipped my mind. Something I talked about in yesterday's video a little bit, just touched on it kind of briefly. Went into it a little bit, but not a ton. But that is like materialistic things, possessions, / being like obsessed with having a ton of money, and how it's like not good for you, like not a good way to go about living your life. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure in a way. And also, just to preface, I'm not referring to people like, just because it's a good example that comes to mind for me, Alex Eubank, like dude has a Lamborghini, he just bought it not too long ago. But the thing is like he's got it like that, bro. Like he's got it like that. So I'm not talking about people who have like just more money than anyone could ever really know what to do with. Like truthfully, I'm more so referring to people, like I said again yesterday, like that are leasing like super, super nice cars, but honestly not even like super nice. You know what I mean? Like people lease BMWs a lot. And yes, they're nice vehicles, but they have a lot of problems. And it's a nice car, but like, I don't know. And again, like I'm a person who really doesn't care about materialistic stuff. So I see people driving BMWs around and I'm like, that's a waste of money. Things like that. People leasing super expensive cars and it ends up like bankrupting them or getting them evicted or whatever else. Or like people just be spending all their money on like designer clothes or just whatever. Could probably happen with buying art pieces. I don't know who's going out here buying art with like a credit card, but hey, who knows? And it's not the right way to chase after things. Yeah, you can want to dream about having like a sports car one day, a supercar one day, but say it costs $250,000. You don't deserve to go out and buy that car with your first $250,000. Like, that's actually really stupid. And I know that's like not like that's not how it works, blah blah blah. Like, it's not that simple, whatever, but like, you understand what I'm like saying. Just because you have the capability to obtain these things, whether it's actually paying in full or, taking out a ridiculous loan, or like just leasing something with a terrible payment, and whatever the situation may be, that's just not the way to do it. And if all you really care about are these material possessions, that come about, like, you don't really care about if bills are getting paid on time. You don't really care about taking care of a significant other if you have one. You don't really care about making sure your family's good. You don't really care about like giving back and helping out in the community that you live in, or the community you grew up in, or whatever. You're just destined to fail eventually, sooner or later, like, truly. Because morals aren't in the right place. Your motivation will come and go, and more than likely you aren't going to have like a lot of discipline, or it'll be a lot easier for you to like just give up fully on what you're doing, or like run yourself into the ground because you have no limits. You don't know how to stop yourself. It can go many ways, but one way or another, in the end, if your only focus or your primary focus is on just status of like looking flashy, looking important, looking like you're successful, it's not the right thing to care about. And yes, I do believe at the same time, dressing yourself nice, wearing good clothes, but go spend that money on like really nice clothes. Like, go get them custom tailored to your body. Go, pay a good amount of money for shirts and pants that are going to fit you perfect and that you're going to love because like they're designed to your liking, right? Don't go to the Gucci store and spend $300 on one black t-shirt that says Gucci right here. That doesn't even fit you all that well because you're kind of a large, you're kind of an XL. I'm talking about myself. But like, you just need something in the middle, but nobody makes that. But some brands are pretty good. Other ones, though, neither work very well, you know what I mean? And even like stuff like this, I'd much rather pay for a Gymshark shirt, like $30, $40, from a brand that I actually care about, like, and want to support, which is like, oh, an activewear brand, a gym brand, like stuff I like. The area of life that I have put myself in, because turns out I really freaking love it. Oh, it says Gucci. Oh my gosh. But I don't understand how that equates to people just being and I know like Gucci's not even necessarily super popular anymore. It still is, but like other brands have risen up as well recently, but that's just always the one, because there's a kid I went to high school with who was a few years younger than me. Dude, I always wore Gucci slides to school, to baseball practice, everywhere. It's so funny. But in his case, his family, someone in his family, got it like that, bro. And it's like, they already do these good things. They already have taken care of their needs. They've taken care of their family. They take care of whatever, anything and everything that I would deem you should do. And again, like, who am I to tell you what to do with your money, right? But this is just my opinion again. I'm not like sitting here yelling at you like, you wear Gucci and you suck for that. No, that's not what I'm saying either. This is my opinion on people who are like hyper materialistic, but it's like destroying their life behind closed doors. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm talking about right here, right now. I know everyone loves to jump to conclusions and get all angry in comments, and I know it's unavoidable at a certain point of making content. Like, you make content long enough, regardless of how big or small of a following you're able to grow, like, eventually you're gonna come across hate, controversy, whatever. I just like to have conversations with people. Yeah, if conversations get heated, like, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, it's very hard for me to like get into a legit like full-blown argument with a person in real life, like where we're yelling or cursing or like getting like physically angry at each other, like threatening, legitimately threatening violence, like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of used to be like that, pretty easy to provoke when I was younger and dumber, which is kind of weird to say because I'm only 24, but when I was in college, when I was very, very into drinking and based my whole identity on how many parties I went to and all that other lovely, super beneficial to society type of benchmarks. You know, over the internet is pretty easy because a lot of people like to hide behind the keyboard, and this is another rant, but I think I'll be done after this one. But I want to get it out. A lot of people hide behind keyboards. And again, I used to be like this, or like I used to play a lot of video games and like I was hiding behind a microphone, you know, like you could hear me, but you couldn't see me type of thing. And that's very easy to have happen on the internet, right? Because people feel like they don't really have much responsibility there, like not much identity either. Like most people have usernames that aren't their name. People say crazy shit on the internet, dude, to other human beings. I mean, like cyberbullying, that's a real issue. Like as much as people will try to clown on it. Some people will like, oh, just close the laptop, whatever. But it is a real thing. Like, and it can be hard to avoid, especially now, like social media, technology in general is just getting so crazy and so like important in our everyday lives. But people say crazy shit online. Because, like, to them, the person they're talking to isn't really real. There's 8 billion people in this world. You and me can't really even truly comprehend 8 billion. We don't really truly understand how crazy 8 billion is. Like that, there's that famous comparison. It's like 1 million seconds is 16 and a half days. But 1 billion seconds is like 31 years. Just crazy shit, dude. But people say wild stuff online because, like, to them, it's just a username. It's not an actual person, but it is an actual person. And then, yeah, anyways. But we're hiding. But in real life, people are cowards. Like, those same people that say some crazy stuff online in real life, like, can't even speak in a public setting. I was also this way too, right? Like in college, not saying I was like going crazy on the internet, like getting into wild arguments and saying stuff like that. Believe me, don't believe me, whatever it is, what it is, I don't care. I'm a ginger on the internet. You can't hurt my feelings. Those same people in real life won't even like have conversations, or if they do, they just are like super defensive of everything, but they can never really like, they're super defensive, but they don't have any, they can't properly defend any of their standpoints or opinions or anything. Me personally now in real life, like I'm pretty good at being able to seek out other people who are willing to engage in truly constructive conversation and like thought, and not just get angry and start yelling at each other and pointing fingers and just getting all defensive because their ego still controls them and whatever. But it's very rewarding and like fulfilling, and it's just and like satisfying to have like a truly good conversation, genuine conversation with another human being. Like, so the shop I take my car to, they'll do this thing for you, like they'll call you an Uber after you drop it off if you don't have a ride, or if they don't have a loaner to give you, / if you're not old enough for a loaner vehicle yet. But so I always get an Uber from them, and I've been making a point to, when I hop in that Uber, just be like really talkative right away. And you know, obviously in the first 15 to 30 seconds, really you can gauge if your Uber driver wants to talk or is willing to talk or not. So obviously if they're not, you just let the conversation die and say, hey man, appreciate it when you get home or when you get to your destination, and hop out. But you know, the last few times, like I've had Uber drivers who are all immigrants, like first generation immigrants from various different places in mostly Eastern Europe, um, and just great conversations with people that you're probably never going to see again. And just but talking about, it's crazy what you can find out in like a short 5 to 10 minute car ride, like because of that concept. Like, probably never going to see this guy again. And it's not like they've never confessed that they've murdered, like they're a serial killer or anything like that. But it's just like, hearing some stories from them, like, these people that grew up and lived in completely different areas of the world for so long. And it's like, you start to think like, and it's me and my girlfriend, we recently took a vacation to Boston, Massachusetts. And it was just, you have this, or at least I had this crazy realization of like, man, we're just in a whole different city right now than the one we live in. The one we live in has like 200,000 people, give or take. The city of Boston itself is like 700,000 people, in the greater Boston area, like all the suburbs, is like 5 million. And then it's like, God, there's cities around this around the entire country, and a lot are way bigger. And then it's like, oh my God, there's 170 plus other countries around the world. There's 8 billion people. I don't know. It just makes me anyways appreciate like how huge this world is and how insignificant we are, like in most other people's lives. Like, yeah, we have our family, we have our close friends, we have significant others, maybe you have kids, whatever, but there's 8 billion people out there. What I just described for some of you might be like 40 to 50. For me, it's like close friends and my immediate family, plus my girlfriend's family. I'm gonna say it's like 35 for me. 8 billion. 1 million seconds is 16 days. 1 billion is 31 years. 8 billion people. Man, it's just, I have developed a certain respect for the fact that I am disrespecting God so much by not doing the things that I feel on my heart, because I've come to understand that the things that I feel on my heart, those deep, itching, burning desires that I've always wanted to scratch my whole life, but I've neglected them because I don't want to be seen as the weird guy or like get judged or, whatever, have people say that what I'm doing is wrong, what I'm doing is weird, what I'm doing isn't right because it's not like on the main path. But now it's like I'm realizing God is telling me to do these things, and by ignoring him, I'm disrespecting him so badly. And once I came to that realization, I was like, man, I can't live like this no more, and I just have to disregard what anyone and everyone thinks about me, no matter what, and just do the things that are on my heart, that light me on fire, light a fire under my ass, get me up in the morning, make me smile when my alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video there because that's a good one to ponder on, I think, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.